Right, back live with you tonight here on In Focus, and thanks for staying on. Newly appointed Mogale City Mayor Lucky Sele has vowed to hit the ground running as he takes over a municipality marred with service delivery challenges. Well, he is replacing Danny Molefi Thupane, who resigned as he was facing a PAC, sponsored motion of no confidence against him. The mayor joins us now in studio for more on that. Mayor, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Thabo, and good evening to the viewers.
Not new to the rodeo, as they say. You were previously a chief whip, you were a speaker in this particular council. Now you are a mayor. What are you bringing that is new, especially considering that this is a third mayor in 3 years that this municipality is dealing with?
Yes, indeed, not new. As the Speaker of Council, I worked with all councillors to ensure that we run the business of council smoothly. And also in this capacity as Executive Mayor, it would also not be about me, but the collective leadership, political leadership that I'm appointed with, the administrative leadership, and certainly want to rally the community behind our vision as the leadership of the municipality and resolving the challenges that we are confronted with in Mogale City.
Yeah, so that would mean that you would have been a part of the instability that was there. You would have been a part of the fact that you've got so many mayor exchanging the mayoral chain, and you watched all this happen, right? What is going to be different in your administration that you believe you will stick it out, you'll stay the course up until the 2026 elections?
Well, we really should look at the shortcomings of the Structures Act, where parties that have a large number of electoral outcome can be undermined, and parties in minority can take over the executive authority of the municipality. Historically, if you check in Mogale City local municipality, the African National Congress has 27 ward councillors out of 39, and 11 ward councillors are from the Democratic Alliance, and the rest of the council is constituted by proportional representative councillors. So it's important that we fast-track, working with COCTA, the amendments of the Structures Act to ensure that there's coalition management and framework and guidance as led by the Deputy President. And that will assist us a lot to ensure that we have a sustainable leadership and cap instability in local government. But stepping into this role, we will ensure that we try to accommodate everybody, have a common program of action, listen to the opposition as the collective leadership. In that particular way, it would not give other people the reason to doubt our leadership, because they would know that we are part of these people, we are part of the executive mayor's plans, even though our political party is not represented in the executive authority of the municipality. But this executive leadership makes time to listen to our views, our opinions, and the constituency that we represent.
I had your predecessor sitting in the very same seat that you're sitting in just about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. I asked him, what did you do wrong? What do they want you out? He says, no, he did absolutely nothing wrong. He's been great at the job that he's been doing. So why get him out? Why must we bring you in if he's been doing a good job? What is different about what you're going to be bringing in, considering, of course, the challenges that the municipality is faced with, right? One, we know that there is a question of sewer being sprayed into the rivers. It's killing the fish there. Children are getting poisoned. I think it's 12 out of the 24 sewer pump stations that are currently working. What are you going to do differently?
Well, look, I first want to appreciate the contribution of my predecessor, the former executive mayor. Indeed, we worked together as a collective, appreciating the challenges that we have as an institution, but we also had a lot of improvement and a lot of successes. And when he was here, he detailed what the municipality did well during his tenure. And as I'm explaining, the political decisions and the environment that we're in dictates that even in terms of negotiations on formulation of government, dictate that we must give respect to a party that has the largest number of votes because they represent a huge constituency. And my predecessor knew that it was an ongoing discussion, and the leadership of the African National Congress and the Economic Freedom Fund has even this time approached him to say now politics, this is where they are going and this is what we think we should do, giving respect to the coalition framework that would certainly be the future of South Africa, because we're not going to move away from that very soon. Now, looking at the challenges that we have, of course, we have sewer spillages into the streams and have currently received a lot of attention even from national and provincial government, and there's a multidisciplinary approach to deal with that particular challenge of sewer. And we have a detailed program of action in the immediate 4 weeks. The spillage is being stopped. Where there are challenges that are being attended to immediately with the resources that we have. But there is a long-term program requiring a lot of resources from the Department of Water and Sanitation to assist us as a municipality to be able to cap that particular situation. It's unfortunate that it had to get to this point where the state of conservation and the environment and a number of health hazards are posing a threat to the people of our city. And we would really commit
Why is
to
it happening?
resolve.
Why is sewer being spilled into the river? Is it lack of maintenance? Is it lack of budgets? No proper planning? Why is it happening?
Our assessment suggests that it's, or even as a factual account, there's been lack of maintenance. Sewer pump stations built as far as 1970s have not been maintained in the past 5 to 10 years. Although we've been receiving a number of resources from the Department of Water and Sanitation in terms of grant funding, the programs of the municipality were focused on other things, such as making sure that we build our bulk water infrastructure to be able to provide water to rural areas. And there was lack of foresight to then make a part of that particular funding to ensure that we maintain our sewer infrastructure and sewer networks. So we have an appreciation of that particular challenge, and in the medium to long term, we now have an understanding that sewer pump station are a mechanical program. Just like any vehicle or anything that mechanically functions, it must be maintained. And if you don't maintain it, it will stop working. So we have that particular appreciation. And we will ensure that we fix where the problem is. And this is not only on the sewer infrastructure, even in terms of our facilities. If you have a community hall, you don't maintain the toilets, you don't maintain the windows, you don't maintain the ceiling, that community hall fall apart. And that has been the sense in different communities where there's a community hall, but they can't access it because it's not being maintained by the municipality. So our leadership, our current administration, we have made it clear even to our administrative leadership that, look, it's a fundamental issue, even though we have limited resources, to ensure that we maintain the infrastructure that we have. Because if your infrastructure collapses, you are even unable to build new infrastructure because you've allowed your own infrastructure to collapse. So we've put that on top of our agenda.
How are you going to do that? As you know, if you watch the interview, I would have highlighted to your predecessor that you've got a very poor revenue collection rate, as highlighted by the Auditor General at this particular point. You also have a poor payment of service provider rate. It's supposed to happen within 30 days, and yours is on the other side of that.
Look, we are going to have a robust program in terms of revenue collection. Our revenue is above 84%, but it's not sufficient to respond to the aspirations of our budget because it has to be over 90%. So we'll put in a collective effort and run campaigns to ensure that we have inform our communities to pay their rates and taxes. And part of what we must do as an institution is to be honest with ourselves. If you have people who can afford to pay for their rates and taxes and are not registered as indigents, that is a problem on its own. So we also have outreach program to ensure that our communities register for indigent programs that we have as the municipality. And this will assist us to balance in terms of the equitable share. When we apply to the National Treasury, when they consider us, they will see that we have a huge number of population that is poor. Over 50% of the residents of Mogale City are unemployed. And we need the national government to meet us halfway in terms of the fiscal so that we are able to meet our obligations. We are going to engage captains of industries in the city to ensure that we employ people who are in Mogale City who are now gearing up towards festive season. We know that a lot of enterprises will be looking for more employees, but more employees come out of the city of Mogale City, and it's not people who reside in Mogale City. So we're going to appeal to them to ensure that we try to give the local residents opportunities for work, opportunities for skills development, because we know that once they're employed, they're able to contribute to the fiscus of the municipality.
Yeah. The last time I spoke to another one of the mayors, the predecessor to the one that was here, I think it was Tyrone, who was then the mayor who came here. We were talking the question of illegal mining, and that is a big issue in that municipality. What is your strategy for dealing with illegal mining?
Well, at the moment, the municipality does not have capacity to deal with illegal mining. Although we have multidisciplinary efforts with South African police services to go to hotspots of where illegal miners are, and we go there once in a while to ensure that we make them go away, and they go away for that particular certain period of time and they come back again. So I think we need to appeal to the national government and to the president to bring in a more radical approach in terms of deployment of the South African Defence Force to ensure that they assist us to deal with that particular program. The problem of Zamas in Mogale City is not isolated or only existing in Mogale City. It's linked to the entire western region, which is a mining area. So even if you would deal with them in the space of Mogale City, they move to another area, and once it settles down, they come back again. So we need one solid program that is going to respond to the challenge of illegal miners, not only in Mogale City or the Western District, but Gauteng in general, because they come as far as the Eastern, right down to the Western region. So we will also speak with the Premier. The Premier has an appreciation and the understanding of the challenge that we are confronted with. Hence, there are initiatives such as the police forum, or they usually call them Amapanya in Gauteng. So those initiatives are there because of the number of challenges that we are confronted with as a city region. And I'm quite hopeful that in this period of the president, or this term of office of the president, that would be considered.
You have a challenge of housing stands that have been allegedly occupied illegally, right? There's some 400 municipal stands it is that you would have tried to make available, but now they have been occupied illegally. How did that happen?
Okay, not the 400 stands are occupied, but in terms of our audit, some of the municipal stands are occupied by residents, and some residents have built houses on those particular stands, and it is because of various reasons where a person does not have a place to stay, and a councillor intervenes to allocate that particular stand to a person historically, or a person illegally buying a stand from either officials or anyone in the municipality, or anyone purporting to be representing the municipality and also a lot of scams. And the municipality was unable at that particular time to pick that up, because once somebody occupies your stand, you must evict them immediately before it goes over 24 hours. So the municipality over the period of time was not able to pick that up, and some residents occupied those stands and have built on those particular stands. However, the municipality has audited those stands where people are occupying the stands without purchasing that particular land, and there's been a process approved by council since 2017 to allow those people the opportunity to purchase those particular stands so that they can own the title deed and can be the rightful owners of that particular place. So there are a lot of circumstances that lead to people occupying municipal land.
So it's not true that you would have abandoned that project as a municipality, well, not you, but the municipality itself.
No. The municipality won't abandon the project to ensure that we assist them to become rightful owners, or the project to dispose of municipal land, because we need that fiscus to also contribute to our budget, to also contribute to our revenue, and our budget that we approved as council is cash backed also on our ability to sell those stands to residents, so that we are able to generate revenue and to respond to service delivery challenges.
Mayor, we appreciate your time. We'll hold you accountable on that water question. We'll bring you back as well. I know the president has flagged that as an important work that you need to do, particularly to address that leakage into the river. That's the incoming mayor of Mogale City there. In Focus continues for you shortly. Stay with us.